win for our team after getting back home here. Had 3 good days of practice. The guys were ready to play, and I thought they gave outstanding effort on the defensive end. It's nice to see Josh Morgan back healthy now, and he does what he does. He blocks 4 shots, including that big one at the end.
Andy, you were talking about how the practices this week were the best you've had, mainly because you got everyone back.
Yeah.
But just how much has that kind of helped lift the spirits of this team, just having all your players back?
No, it's great. We have our team finally healthy after all the ins and outs with injuries and sicknesses and everything else that's gone wrong with our health. And when we can practice hard and we come out with good effort, we can have a chance to win every game we play. And we're just trying to put a few games together now where we play as hard as we can and see what happens.
Coach, you made the lineup change with adding Kobe Johnson into the lineup. What ultimately made you make that decision tonight?
Well, this is how we started the season. Those are our starters, and we decided to go with now that Isaiah's back full strength, and Boogie was he's probably pretty close, if not 100%, and then Kobe's looking better, and so we just decided to go with our veterans and some of the guys that have been playing well.
Hey, Coach, speaking of that statement, you just said that you think you can win any game you play. How do you get the team to focus and kind of lock in before the Pac-12 tournament with that kind of being like the goal?
Well, we're not good enough to start looking ahead because we just have to focus on the next day in practice, and then we have a game Saturday. So I think we can improve before that. Our goal is to keep getting better as a basketball team, and I think our defense is much improved. And our turnovers, we're keeping our turnovers down. So we're just focused on the things that we can control right now, and then we'll ramp up for that later in the season.
Andy, how do you explain the difference of the Stanford game to this game? We played 2 different teams night and day.
Well, the Stanford game, we were on the road for 5 days and sat around the hotels, and that's very hard when you have a Wednesday, Saturday, and you play a late game on a Saturday. But that's no excuse for our lack of attention to defense against Stanford. Right? We had great attention to defense. We made very few mistakes tonight, and we covered for each other when we did, and we challenged shots, and then we did a pretty decent job on the board. So they were very focused, and unfortunately, the Stanford game, every mistake we made, they made a 3, and they made quite a few in the first half to get that lead. And so tonight was what we expect, to hold a team to 36% from the field, to give great effort, and very proud of our guys to come back off that tough road trip and focus and get energized to play here tonight.
Especially with the Pac-12 in blocks, like what makes him such a dynamic shot blocker?
Great timing. Has long arms too, but he has great timing, and so a lot of guys have long arms. It's his ability to anticipate and see if the ball handler is going to either shoot it or pass it, and he's very good at waiting to jump, because a lot of guys will jump too soon. He waits and has just a tremendous anticipation, and then he can go get it.
Andy, Oziah barely played, and Harry and AP didn't get in. What was the thinking about the rotation that you used?
The guys, we just were riding with our guys, the starters, for a lot of minutes tonight, and I thought Johnny Wright had a good week of practice defensively. Utah is very hard to guard, so we have confidence in all our players, and you notice everybody's played on our team significant minutes this year. So tonight was just a game time decision. I didn't even think about the rotation until the game started, as far as we weren't going to specify certain guys would get certain minutes. We were just going to go play and see if we were doing well enough to keep the starters in longer tonight.
After Utah goes up by 2, you guys responded emphatically with that big run. What did you like the most about the way your team responded in that moment? Maybe. Yeah,
they went on. A few of our guys got winded, and we gave no effort in that transition basket for them to take the lead, and we had to sub out a couple guys and call timeout, and we came out of that timeout with a renewed focus, and I was proud, because sometimes when that can snowball when they go on that run to take the lead, and we came out and then retook it and extended it from there.
Andy, don't know if this guy asked you before I walked in, but just what did you see on that play from Joshua at the end, just the anticipation.
Yeah, she just asked about what makes him such a good shot blocker. He has terrific anticipation, and he doesn't jump too soon. A lot of guys will jump too soon and either foul or miss the ball. Yeah, and he's very good at waiting, anticipating, and then going to get the ball with blocking the shot. He's great at it.
And you talked about this on the radio, but obviously, had a tough stretch in the middle of the season, had that virus, lost all that weight.
He lost 15 pounds. He looked skinnier than me, and after that, we were 2-2 in the league and just beat Cal and Stanford, and we were playing very well. And we thought we were going to put a string together, and then we had 3 guys go down at the same time. And Josh didn't play the next game, didn't play for a couple of weeks with his virus, and it took him. I gotta give the guy credit. He was really sick and thin, and I think you probably saw that when he tried to come back. He just wasn't himself, and so you just don't lose 15 pounds when you're 6'11" and then just come back quickly with that. It took him a few weeks, and so really happy for him because he's been such a big part of our program last few years. He went to an Elite 8, 2 other NCAA tournaments. He's been on our team. This is his 4th year with us, and he's been part of a lot of winning basketball, and he's helped us win a lot of games, including tonight. So just really happy for him.
Coach, Collier had 15 points, led your team, also had 16 leading assists for your team. What have you seen so far over his last 3 games since his return?
Well, it's no secret when Boogie, Collier, and Josh went out, we went from averaging 78 points a game to 63. And couldn't score 70 for 6 straight games. So obviously those 2 lead guards are important. When you lose your 2 leading scorers, so he's getting back. He made I was disappointed in the late turnovers he had because he drove baseline. He let the defense dictate to him what was going to happen. He just jumped out of bounds and threw a prayer to the wrong team's hands or threw it out of bounds. So, but other than that, I thought he played a very smart, solid game. He missed a couple easy shots, but he had 6 assists, and he's important to our offense because he can put pressure on the defense and get downhill, get in the lane, and make plays for his teammates. He's a very unselfish player. We're happy to have him back, and we like I said, we need to keep working as a team because we think we string some games together here.
And he had 20 assists on 26 made baskets. Are you doing anything specific that led to that much ball, sharing of the ball?
Well, we're trying to cut our turnovers down. I think we've made big improvements in the last couple weeks. If you look at our turnovers, they've been way down. And the sharing the ball, I thought our guys did a good job with it. When they didn't have it, they didn't force it. They just moved it. They cut, set ball screens, and it worked pretty well to get good shots. We didn't make them all. But I mean, how many open threes we miss? A lot. But we shared the ball.
Bronny played just I think like 7 minutes in that first half in general. A couple times his last couple of games slipped a little bit, maybe frustrated with himself after you pulled him out. And what did you like about the way
he was terrific tonight? He played outstanding defense. He made a couple of defense mistakes in the first half. In the second half, he learned from that. We talked to him about at halftime, and in the second half he was terrific. And then ended with great defense, 7 points, 3 assists, no turnovers, had a steal, a block shot. He was outstanding.
Specifically, it looked like you took him out one play, you kind of swiped down, got the foul, and then you had that one play in the second half, you put him back in, he again swipes down, pretty big block there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see any kind of adjustment from him as far as, what does he have to learn as far as using his hands defensively?
Well, he's we try to get deflections. We had 10 steals tonight. I thought it was big for our transition offense as well, and also holding them. And so he's I just thought he played great, and smart player. He had been struggling with his shooting, and we want him to shoot open shots, but as you saw tonight, he can affect winning in a variety of ways, and he did that.
Obviously, Boogie played a really key role defensively tonight with all his steals, but what do you think it's going to take to get him back to, his shooting point?
Any suggestions, let us know. Look, he had a severe hamstring injury. He was hurt. He missed many games. When he came back, you could see he just was not himself. He went from average 19 a game to 9 or 8, and didn't score in double figures for 4 out of 5 games recently. And tonight was his best game just because of his energy and his effort. And he missed wide open threes, missed 3 free throws, including he's a great shooter. So what I'm hoping is, he had his 2 best practices this week in a month and a half just because of his injuries. And so I can tell the way he's moving. on both sides of the ball that he's close to being 100%. But I felt very badly for him because here he is, he's a senior all-conference player, and his hamstring just went out the wrong time, and it was very, very painful, and just prevented him from cutting and changing speeds and changing directions. And so we hope that's as healed as it can be right now.
Going off that, Andy, you get him at the free throw line there for that final 1-and-1, and then he misses that, and in your head, the way the season's gone at times, are you thinking like,
someone's going to bank a three and beat us?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say my mind went that far, but it was pretty close. Although I would much rather think about Josh Morgan blocking the shot to help win the game.
Andy, just one final question. Boogie still doesn't seem to have the burst that he had before the injury. Would you think that's a fair observation?
Yeah, very, very fair. That's what I just said to you, Rich. I think he was hurt in November, and then he came back, and then he hurt himself again in the Stanford game. At home it was January 3rd or early January, and now we're here. Our February. When was Valentine's Day?
Yesterday.
So this is February 15th. And so it's been a month and a half almost, and he looks like he's moving much better now. I don't think I think some of those threes he missed, those 3 in a row, were just because he hasn't practiced that hard because of his hamstring. He got a little winded and tired, and when you're shooting it, you notice all his free throws were very flat. And in those threes, they were short. And that's just him getting back, getting healthy, and trying to get his legs under him and get back into game shape where he can play 30-some minutes and make those shots down the stretch. And that's what I think.
Andy, do you think DJ Rodman has established himself as you guys' best rebounder overall?
Well, our big guys don't do a great job at it, but they're trying, and I was proud of our bigs. Kajani Wright had 3 offensive, and Vince and Josh did a good job today of putting their bodies on people, and then our guards came in and were able to rebound when our bigs were boxing out. So I thought we did a better job today. And what would you ask about DJ?
Oh,
DJ had 7 rebounds tonight, and he's made a point to become a better rebounder, and he's done that.
Going back to just the Stanford game, obviously that was just a tough performance defensively, and kind of the days that followed that. I mean, what were the conversations like? What was kind of the mentality in practice, just that you tried to instill to get these guys to kind of bounce back from that?
Well, we took Sunday off and then came back and practiced 3 days. We went very hard and said, if you can't go hard, then go home. And we have no time for softness or if you don't want to be here, just go home. We'll compete and give our guys credit. We had 3 great days of practice. They went at each other as teammates do, and then they played hard, and we mixed the teams up for 3 straight days, and it was very, very competitive, and they came ready to play tonight. So I'm very proud of them bouncing back. They were embarrassed. They were embarrassed as we were as coaches, and the best way to alleviate that pain and embarrassment is to come out and play better, play harder, and play together.
Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome.